In September 2020, Shohei Ohtani finished a season that seemed to prove his critics right. He had tried to return as both a pitcher and a hitter, but almost nothing worked. He made only 2 pitching starts, injured his arm again, and hit just .190. For many players, that would have been the moment to choose one job and protect a career. Ohtani made the opposite choice. He prepared to do more of both. That decision helps explain why his story changed more than statistics. It changed baseball's understanding of what one player could be allowed to attempt. Ohtani grew up in Iwate Prefecture, a quiet region in northern Japan. By high school, his fastball attracted professional scouts from Japan and the United States. He was also a powerful hitter, but baseball had a familiar answer for talent like his. Pick the stronger skill, specialize, and stop risking the future by dividing your energy. Ohtani initially wanted to leave Japan and enter Major League Baseball directly. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters presented him with a different plan. They would develop him as a pitcher and a hitter instead of forcing an early choice. That promise mattered more than taking the shortest possible route to America. Ohtani joined the Fighters and began testing whether the two-way idea could survive professional baseball. The schedule demanded careful recovery because pitching and hitting placed different pressures on the body. A poor day in one role could easily affect his confidence and preparation in the other. Still, the experiment became real rather than promotional. In 2014, while still a teenager, he won 11 games and also hit 10 home runs. 2 years later, he helped the Fighters win the Japan Series and earned the league's top individual award. Success in Japan did not remove the next risk. When Ohtani moved to Major League Baseball in 2017, he was only 23. Because he was under 25, international signing rules sharply limited his first contract. Waiting 2 more years could have created a much larger financial offer. He left early anyway, placing the challenge ahead of immediate earning power. 7 major league teams reached his final list, and each had to explain its development plan. He chose the Los Angeles Angels, who agreed to protect the two-way experiment. His first spring training created immediate doubt. Ohtani struggled against major league competition, and some observers suggested he needed more time in the minor leagues. Then the regular season began, and he quickly showed that both skills could travel. He struck out hitters with a fastball near 100 miles per hour and hit long home runs. He became the first player since Babe Ruth to hit 20 home runs and make 10 pitching appearances in one season. But his right elbow was already becoming the central cost of the experiment. Damage to a key ligament ended his pitching season and led to Tommy John surgery. He returned as a hitter in 2019, but pitching required a longer rehabilitation. The delayed comeback finally arrived during the shortened 2020 season. It lasted only 2 starts before another arm problem removed him from the mound. His hitting also collapsed, leaving him with poor results in both roles. The failure was more dangerous than an ordinary bad season because it challenged the entire idea. Perhaps the body could not carry both workloads at major league speed. Perhaps every team that preferred specialization had been correct. Ohtani responded by rebuilding his body, adjusting his delivery, and training with fewer restrictions. The Angels also changed how they managed his schedule in 2021. Earlier plans often removed him from the lineup around his pitching days. The new approach trusted him to hit far more often, including during most of his starts. The result was the season that turned an unusual experiment into a new baseball reality. Ohtani hit 46 home runs, stole 26 bases, and scored more than 100 runs. As a pitcher, he started 23 games and struck out 156 batters. He was selected as both a pitcher and a hitter for the All-Star Game. At the end of the year, every voter placed him first for the American League Most Valuable Player award. The important breakthrough was not that Ohtani became excellent at 2 separate jobs. It was that his team finally built a system around the combination instead of treating it as a problem. His success even influenced the rules of the sport. Major League Baseball later created what many fans call the Ohtani rule. It allowed a starting pitcher to remain in the game as the designated hitter after leaving the mound. Baseball was no longer asking Ohtani to fit its old structure. The structure was adapting to him. Yet the physical risk never disappeared. In 2023, another elbow injury stopped him from pitching and required a second major operation. He then signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers, but could only serve as a hitter in 2024. Losing half of his identity might have made that season feel incomplete. Instead, Ohtani used the space left by pitching to expand another part of his game. He ran more aggressively while continuing to hit with extraordinary power. On September 19th, he produced 6 hits, 3 home runs, and 2 stolen bases in one game. That performance made him the first major league player with 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a season. The 50-50 achievement was different from his two-way dream, but it came from the same habit. When one path closed, he did not reduce his ambitions to fit the available space. He searched for another boundary and moved it. Ohtani's story is sometimes described as the return of Babe Ruth, but that comparison is incomplete. He did not simply repeat an old model from baseball's past. Modern training, travel, media pressure, and specialized competition made his combination a new kind of test. His real achievement was making teams reconsider a rule they had treated as common sense. A player did not always have to become less complete in order to become more professional. That's all for today's episode. Shohei Ohtani changed baseball because he kept treating an impossible combination as a problem that could be redesigned. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.